Hey everyone, Nick Kretikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and we are at the warehouse. So me and Alex were here earlier. We left after we did some work and packed some mystery boxes, but now we are back. I'm actually back with Dad, so if you hear some boxes being opened in the back, it's just Dad. Somebody remind me at the end to go say hi to him. I know lots of you guys like to see him, as he does, with you. So he's packing some mystery boxes that we're going to take back to the house, and we just packed some of your orders. So tonight what I thought we would do, and as always, as you come in, be sure to say hi if you're catching the replay. But, we are limited on spring stuff today. Our spring stuff should arrive Tuesday and Wednesday. That's what I'm figuring. And we have 9 pallets coming in. Florals, greenery, ribbons, signs, all of that good stuff. Frames. Table centerpieces, we have swags coming, garlands, picks, sprays, it's crazy. But we're going to make something primitive. So this is going to be perfect for a kitchen. It's going to be perfect for any primitive decor. I think this would also work really, really nicely for the 4th of July. We have some star picks in, some metal stars, and we have some more pip berries and stuff arriving, like I said, Tuesday, Wednesday. So as you come in too, let me know if you received your text. If you haven't texted me yet, make sure to do so. Because what we're doing is we're actually sending out a lot more free mystery boxes. So we sold 25 today. We only listed 10, and then I felt bad because lots of you were like, I wanted one. So we listed 25 total. They are sold out, but make sure in case you ever want them to do an email back in stock request. That way you don't miss out, but we are giving away a lot more free ones. And we're just choosing it based off of who texts us. Nice and simple and nice and easy. And if you've already texted us in the past, no need to text us again. One text is all that's really necessary. So we're going to start off with some cotton. And cotton was very trendy a few years ago. We have this in 2 different sizes with 2 different price points, both natural. The item number for this one, let me get the other one. That one was a bit hard to read, but it is FH7540. Alex is actually sending a text, and actually she's in the comment section too, so say hi to Alex. Hey, Ann. Hey, Julie. Nice to see you guys. So I'm keeping you nice and low so you can get a really good close-up of exactly what we're doing. Move my glue skillet forward. We created 5 designs today, even though we were only here for a little while. Thank you for the shares, you guys. So I have to replenish that glue. We barely have any glue in this skillet, but Dad did order me like 100 pounds of glue. He orders it every time I'm low. That's one of his things. He loves ordering grapevines. He loves ordering like ribbons and mesh, and he loves ordering glue. So we're just going to open those up. We actually already have a tin. Let me lift the camera up a little bit. Hey, Jeanette. Yes, be sure to say hi to Alex. There we go. That should be a better perspective. So this container, I must have used at one point. Yeah, I must have taken it apart. But, we're going to use it again. I just stuck my finger right in that. There we go. So it looks like I only used like a styrofoam ball for this. So our placement, we're going to have to be a little bit more cautious because we don't have the container completely full of foam, which is going to be okay for what we're trying to do today. And I do want to create a bow. And creating a bow for something so small is going to prove a little bit more challenging, but we're still going to be able to make it work. And each spray comes with 3 pieces. So that's 1 spray's worth. Maybe we'll keep those longer pieces sticking up and just bring down the smaller sprays. Now that looks nice to me. Just 1 spray worth so far. Hey, Ann, over 600 of you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, for sharing this video. I greatly appreciate it. So we do have more cotton that I think we might work in, but before we decide on that, I do want to work in some of this. And this has become one of my favorite products recently. This is a witch hazel spray with an item number of FS346709. We're going to just break this down into smaller pieces. We might actually just keep 1 long piece too. Maybe not so long. But how was everybody's day? I'm so excited. We have so much to do this week, so much to accomplish. My new fish tank is being installed Tuesday. Well, the first half of it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's a very big fish tank, so they're coming in 2 days to get it set up. But that's why we're really cleaning out the basement and getting rid of all of those goodies this week. And mystery boxes should be sent out in the next few days or so. Then, as most of you know, we have a big order of spring goodies coming in Tuesday, Wednesday. They're already in Massachusetts, I know that much, but we got to set up a delivery appointment because they can't just show up with all of those pallets in those big truck and not have us be here, you know? So keeping this very informal. Basically, I want this design to look as though somebody just went out. Here, let me lift the camera even more. Yes, hot glue. It's hot glue. And if I'm going to be totally transparent with you guys, I did burn myself a little bit. When I poked that first piece of cotton in, my finger went all the way down. So that hasn't happened in a long time. But then again, I didn't know the foam went all the way down. So it wasn't my fault. I forgot. All right, second spray of this witch hazel. And let us know how many of you have placed orders with us so far. We would love to know what you think of your products. We do have reviews turned on our website and appreciate all reviews you guys have been leaving us. And in case you didn't know, we do have an app available now too. Alex set up an app, which has been really cool to see. Place another piece on this side. So again, very informal, which I'm not super used to, but it's going to be fun. We're keeping this very country. And you guys know I'm a big country person. But yeah, I haven't burnt myself in a long time. So, a little ashamed of that, but that's okay. All right, 2 sprays of witch hazel, 1 spray of cotton, and that's what we're getting so far. Something very organic, very spindly and wild. But before we work in any more of either product, almost 700, Jeanette says, love my first order. Thank you so much, Jeanette. Now I am going to work in some red berries, but these berries are very, very dark, and they don't look wintry or Christmassy to me at all in the slightest. The item number for these is EC404839, and I made sure to choose products that I know we have plenty of. So if you want to replicate this, we do have everything in stock in multiple quantities. That way, you know, you guys don't have to be bummed out, because I always feel bad when we run low and I'm designing with things that are already sold out. So tonight, everything other than container, you can pick up from our site. So we'll just work in a few of these. I think I only brought up 1 spray because I don't want to work in too much of this. But this is going to tie in nicely, very nicely with the ribbon we've chosen. So just as a quick sneak peek, that is going to be the ribbon. Hey, Chris, aloe. Yeah, so it's not going to leave a welch or anything, but I just felt it. No fun burning yourself. But my biggest tip, which has always been to keep your temperature on your skillet, medium to low heat. So even though I did burn myself, it's not going to be as severe as it would if this hot glue was a million zillion degrees. Okay, our final piece. I think all of us crafters, I think the best thing about us is if any of us turn out to be crazy, crazy people, we have no fingerprints. Dad's listening to me, I bet, from downstairs. You hear me, Dad? He laughed. If anything ever happens and we ever become like Bonnie and Clyde or, you know, bad people in this world, hey, we have the upper hand because we have no fingerprints at this point. At least myself, right? Those fingerprints are long gone. So let's work in that ribbon now. Let's make a little bow. How big of a fish tank are you getting? So we are getting a Red Sea 240-gallon fish tank. I am very excited about that. I've always dreamed of having a big fish tank. I know that sounds kind of crazy to a lot of you. I did give my old fish tank to Steven, and he's been enjoying it a lot. But he made me jealous since he has my old tank. So I told him, I'm going to beat you and get a bigger tank. So this ribbon we have plenty of. We did sell out of the black and white, but the red and white, look at that ribbon. Who else loves this? This is one of my favorites. Yes, Angelica, Sam's Club, I mean, it's anything. All of that stuff in the basement we're finding new homes for. So the item number for this is RG0191 4FR. I cut a length of tails. Now we'll make our bow. Grab a pipe cleaner. See if we're in frame. We're going to create one loop. I do like the light green of that witch hazel too. I like your website. Thank you so much, Sherry. Hey, Jeannie. So I don't want to do too many loops. So should we just do 3? I think 3 would look pretty. You guys know I love doing 3, but maybe we'll do 1 button loop in addition to the 3 loops. Again, I want to keep it informal. So that's 3 loops, about 3.5 inches. We'll come back in with 3 in between those then. Let's do something a little bit different. All right, so 3 more. So we did 3 3-inch loops, 3 2.5 inch, and then we're going to finish it off with my favorite little button loop. That hides you from seeing the pipe cleaner and seeing the center. That way you don't have to add a flower in between. Take our tails, I'll just work them into the back. Twist it tight. Then we can fluff our bow. Thank you all so much for the hearts. But yes, this is one of my favorites. I don't think we've worked with it since we've gotten it in stock. I know we've done the black ribbon. The black ribbon was one of the first ribbons we got in stock. And there's our little bow. Very small, yet sweet. Yes, I love that ribbon too. So to secure this, since I burnt my fingertips off, I'm just going to take a pipe cleaner, or take the pipe cleaner with it, and wrap it really, really tight. Whenever you wrap these types of pipe cleaners to anything, make sure that you're wrapping them A, individually, and B, in the opposite direction. From the years that I've been doing this, that's how I found, you're able to keep your pipe cleaner in place. If you wanted to come back in with hot glue or tape, let's see, do I have any tape here? God only knows where my floral tape went. I'm trying to look for it. I can't find it. But this is going to work just the same because I made sure I tightened that pipe cleaner really tight. So we'll just cut our wire, and now we have an instant pick that we can work in. Another option is to use a steel pick, but I still haven't brought that machine over. And don't let Dad hear that. He's downstairs, but that's okay. Goes to show, you don't need a steel pick machine. So I'll take this, and we'll work it on that side. Here we have some long tails. Let's see. Are we in shot? First time watching, good evening. Well, welcome, Julie. I appreciate you tuning in tonight. See, that's one of my favorite things about going live. You guys hear me, say that all the time. And when we mention shares and stuff like that, it helps us reach more and more people and get them addicted, because it's an addiction. How many of you became addicted after watching me or another designer, or just experimenting with wreath making? I know a lot of you feel the same way. It becomes an addiction. It becomes therapy, very expensive therapy. You're better off going to actual therapy than crafting. And it becomes like your little thing, right? All right, so that's what that's looking like so far. Nick, you inspire me. Thank you so much, Terry Lynn. I appreciate that more than you'll ever know. All right, so this one is not sitting exactly where I want, so I'm actually just going to snip that short. Bend it a little deeper. And then poke it back in. Because I do like when my greenery is kind of bending downhill a little bit. Now what we can do is we can come back in with some finishing touches. See how primitive and easy that was? So I'm going to come back in with just a few more cotton balls. And then we are actually going to add some moss. So as a recap, the item number is FH7540. This is the larger of the two, but we do have a smaller cotton spray as well. I think that's only a few bucks. And these are real cotton balls. So we'll just dip that in our skillet. And poke that underneath, just to fill in a little bit. You still want to be able to see your container. We often talk about not covering up your container completely. But for something like this, the main focus is going to be that display and that wow factor, and not so much the container. It is a milk jug type container. And I picked that up from Michael's a number of years ago. That's why it already has foam in it, because I must have reused it. And Yaya must have not liked whatever I put in it and took it apart. That's okay. We'll make something prettier. Okay, that's not going to work. We'll cut that stem shorter. Just want to make sure I don't burn myself again since there's not too much foam. But it's styrofoam, so all you really need is a little bit. Okay, okay. Now I'm going to take one more longer piece, and then we'll save the 4 leftover cotton sprays for something else, because we can always use it as little touches in a design. We'll place that there. What do you think so far? Thank you, Betty. I see lots of you texting. Make sure you text. That way you don't miss out. So as we were cleaning the basement, Yaya packed this, or told Dad to bring this to the warehouse, which is very perfect timing because I don't use moss a lot, and we definitely needed a little moss tonight. So this was sent to me from a company called Nude Nielsen many years ago, and I'm still using all of the products that they sent. So even though we don't partner together, they just sent me a bunch of products and we used them in some videos. I still am very appreciative of all of the moss and all of the styrofoam, not styrofoam, but all of the preserved flowers that they sent me over the years. So whenever I can plug them, I always like to do so because they have great products. And you see them at like Michael's and Hobby Lobby. So we'll just take a little bunch of the moss. See how the moss gets everywhere, you guys. Lots of designers add it initially, which you absolutely can do. But if you do decide to add it initially, the tip I can give you is to be very light with your hot glue because it makes it much more challenging to actually work your stems into the hot glue. So, you know, that's all the moss it really took. And then half the moss that I didn't use ended up on the table. So it is messy. Okay. So a very short and sweet live tonight. Maybe we'll make a bow. Do you guys want to see a bow? Love how you create and design. Thank you so much, Gina. Love the milk can, right? Isn't that a cute milk crate or can? Not a milk crate. And look at how informal, very wild, sporadic. Didn't put too much thought into placement. Kept it very organic. And I think sometimes that's the best because, you know, it looks as though you just gathered a bunch of things and threw them together. You know, nothing too crazy. All right, so you want to see a bow? Let's make a bow. Come back to my mossy table. What do you want to see? Funky, traditional? Hey, Susie. What do you want to see? Let's see. Yes, a bow, please, says Melissa. What kind of bow you guys want to see? Cut a length of tails first and foremost. Whoever says the first comment will do that. Yes, a bow, please. Yeah, let me know. What is the greenery? That is witch hazel. We have that available at nickseasonaldecor.com. Looks great. Thank you, Connie. Another bow. Come on, you guys. What kind of bow you want to see? I'm trying to decorate my house farmhouse. That would be the perfect design for a farmhouse. Traditional, says Melissa. Melissa, you got it. So this bow, we did 3 loops and then 3 smaller loops and then the button loop. So for traditional, we keep them all the same length. So we'll do them about 4 inches long. So what I just did there is I took my ribbon. I didn't pinch it. I just gathered it, created that loop, and flipped it over. I don't pinch after the first one. I pinch after the second one. So maybe that's what confuses some of you. So after the second one, you can begin pinching, reversing, creating your next loop. So again, pinch it, reverse that ribbon, and just continue with that motion. As always, the more loops you have, the more full your bow is going to be, but you don't always want a super full bow. Sometimes you want something a little bit lighter and airier so you can work in flowers and greenery. Not every bow has to be full. But how many of you watched my little basement tour earlier? Didn't it bring back some memories? But I'm excited to give away all those mystery boxes. You know, a lot of you guys were like, well, how are you going to send it to us if you don't have our address? So some of the people we choose at random have purchased from us, and if we have their address on file, we actually just send it out and surprise them. And for those of you that win that we don't have your address, it's not so much a surprise at that point because we have to ask you for your address. We're not able to just find it, you know. So that's how we're going about this. We're just choosing people at random. Doesn't matter if you texted us in October or if you texted us tonight. We're just choosing random numbers. And some of you that have been winning haven't won anything in your life, which has been really cool to be able to give you guys something. So take a pipe cleaner. I forgot to say what I did. I just cut off the ribbon, placed a pipe cleaner on it, and now we're fluffing it out. So since we created a smaller bow for this arrangement, imagine this bow in a wreath, kind of above this. If you place this on a buffet table or something, and then do a matching wreath with a little bit of cotton and wisteria, how perfect would that be? I wish I brought that stuff up tonight to make one. And there you go, a simple traditional bow. Was I even on camera? How many loops do you prefer? That's a hard question to answer because I don't really have a preference. It really depends on what I'm creating and what I'm feeling in the moment. Sometimes more, sometimes less. In this bow, we did a decent amount. I'd say at least 4 or 5 on either side. And that's what we were able to create. So as a heads up this week, you guys, keep staying tuned at nicksseasonaldecor.com. We are getting in over 225, 230 new products that we haven't received before for spring and summer. And just as a heads up too, I know lots of you have been asking about kits and whatnot. So this week I'm planning for at least 2 spring kits, which is going to be really fun. So I know that a lot of you do enjoy kits. So we're going to do 2 kits. We have a lot of designs to create in the wreath community. And as most of you know, we are opening up the end of March, early April, and we have set a opening date. The opening date is going to be March 31st, and we will be open to new members for only a few days or so. So just keep that in the back of your mind. I'll keep reminding you as time gets closer and closer, because the next time we open will probably not be until fall, when we're really deep into our fall reads, switching over to Christmas. So kind of the last chance for spring and summer at the end of March. So that is the update. Here is our little milk jug. I think it turned out so cute. Hands up if you love it. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Knock on wood, we never lose our Facebook page, but God knows it can happen. We want to still make sure that you guys are following us so that we can continue to inspire you. Thank you for all of the stars. I see them coming through. Thank you for the shares and the hearts, and more than anything, just the support and love you have shown me and my family each and every night. It means the world, and I say that, and I know it gets annoying, and I don't care because I mean it. So thank you again. Make sure to sign up for those text alerts, and I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, I forgot to say, you guys want to see Dad? Let's see Dad real quick. Let me take you off my tripod. Ready? I forgot he was here. This is a home talk video we did. Here's another home talk video we did today. Let's go visit Dad. Okay. Thank you, Angie.
Hi, everyone.
He's down there. So I think just my mic's on, so I don't think they're going to be able to hear. So let's see. Everybody say hi to Dad.
Hi, guys.
So Yaya organized all of these ribbons here. Look at how clean and organized that is. So these are just a few of our ribbons. Our mesh is flying this week, it seems like. We have some of your orders going out tomorrow. We have this much space to work with for all of those 9 pallets. And then we got to put them up top, some of the old stuff, bring up the new stuff down below. But I think we're going to be able to do it. What do you think, Dad? Hands up if you think we can do it. So just a few ribbons. We're going to have, like I said, over 225 new products coming in. Tons of florals, greenery, some things that I'm planning on using, like this 2.5 inch is going in something. So that is going to conclude our live tonight. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and time to go pack mystery boxes, right?
Good night, guys.
Bye, everyone.